Season 4. I am Orange, please, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. Thank you so much for joining me. This is HeflaTV. We have Album Sheet versus House of Gamers. Unfortunately, guys, House of Gamers was up in the ISO Cup, finishing a game off that did go quite a ways towards the distance, and so unfortunately we were waiting on them, but thank you for your patience. We will finally get the game underway. Now, this is the first of 3 games, as you saw in the waiting screen. I'll just throw that up real quick. 3 games in a tiebreaker, so we do have Album Sheet versus House of Gamers, Moscow 5 versus Album Sheet, and then House of Gamers versus Moscow 5. So there is a 3-way tie currently up in the JDL Season 4 Europe Division 1. I'll throw that up in chat for you guys. You can check out the standings there. So this is mainly for seed. All 3 teams will still move on to the playoffs. So playoffs are beginning fairly soon as well. If I check my schedule here, guys, we should have playoff matchup. The first one is actually tonight at 2 a.m. CET, so technically tomorrow, but this evening, 2 a.m. CET, Union Gaming versus Void Boys. Should be a good one for you. Void Boys, a little bit favored in that one. If you look over on Dota 2 Best, YOLO.com, Album Sheet 71% favorites over Excalibur's crew here for House of Gamers, so will be interesting to see if the fans are right about this one. Album Sheet has looked very good despite their 10-8 record. Don't think it's quite indicative of the skill level they have exhibited throughout this tournament. So we will see if they're able to pick up their socks and win these ones and find a second seed for themselves. But either way, getting underway into the draft, we will see the Lycan and the Skywrath Mage bans from HoG, 2 very strong heroes. Of course, Lycan a little bit stronger on the Dire, but they're going to ban it out and don't want to see it up against Ink Visitor and his crew. So Death Prophet Terrorblade bans from Album Sheet. Death Prophet certainly a phase 1 ban. Terrorblade is a phase 1 ban against certain teams and certainly is a strong hero in his own right, but we will see the Elder Titan first pick from House of Gamers, so very strong hero with the natural order. Can be run in the support or offlane roles, generally isn't run in much else other than that. Could see a mid Elder Titan, very, very rare though, and probably will not. Album Sheet going to respond with a Vengeful Puck opening 2 here. Vengeful, very, very coveted support in the late meta with the position ability that she offers from the swap, as well as the minus armor, the plus damage, and the magic missile. She pretty much benefits your team in every phase of the game, taking Roshan, clearing waves, adding physical damage, positioning and swapping in and initiating with that, as well as defensively positioning things, and of course the initiation and the disable offered from the magic missile. So Venge, very versatile support and is often picked up. Another very strong hero to go with the Elder Titan for House of Gamers. They're going to pick up the Tidehunter here, so will be interesting to see if this relegates the Elder Titan to a support role. Elder Titan is a hero that really does benefit from levels, so they probably do want to get him up some levels, but the Tidehunter needs levels and farm to be effective. Definitely does need decent timing on his Blink Dagger, as well as his level 6 at the very least. So you'll probably see the Tide in the offlane, if not in the safe lane with the ET in the offlane, but the rest of HoG's draft will reveal whether that is the case or not. Drow, Ranger, Slark are the bans from HoG here, so they're going to take away 2 very mid-game oriented carries. Slark, a very elusive carry and is able to get involved in team fights well. Does synergize fairly well with the Vengeful Spirit into the pounce, and pretty good with the Puck for the lockdown of the Dream Coil, as well as that Waning Rift, and just a lot of magical bursts there. Precision Aura, for obvious reasons, very good with Puck and Vengeful Spirit. They're both ranged heroes, and often they are 2 that are picked up in that Drow Visage lineup that C9 started running so long ago, so they are going to be banned out as well. We are going to see the Razor ban here from Album Sheet, as well as the Faceless Void, so I think they have enough team fight ult with that Ravage, and they're going to take out that Faceless Void. Void, pretty good against Puck if you're able to lock down Puck. Puck does certainly rely on his elusiveness. Just give me one moment here, guys. Apologies for that. We will see the Ogre Magi being picked up from the side of Album Sheet here. Very strong support. Venge, Ogre, good roaming duo there. Not too much range for the physical harassment and the auto attacks, but There are two sweet duration stuns as well as nukes from them, and Ogre Magi very good at zoning out heroes with that base 6 armor, 1 GG branch, or a level 2 gives him 7 armor. So he is very capable of going boots first with that Orb of Venom and harassing out the opponent's offlaner, especially if it's a Tide or an Elder Titan. Of course, Tide not as worried about the physical damage as is an Elder Titan from the Ogre, so won't be as effective zoning out a Tide Hunter as he would an Elder Titan, as the Tide does have the Kraken Shell as well as the Anchor Smash as mechanics to mitigate that physical damage. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how they lane this for Album Sheet as well as for House of Gamers. Both drafts still have quite a bit of variability, although Album Sheet will have to pick up 2 cores here presumably in these last 2 picks. So unfortunately, and Fiji Fresh up in the chat, he does want me to marry him. He's been stalking me for a while now. He does live in Canada, so I'm a little worried, but either way, thanks for being here, everybody. We are into the draft here. Album Sheet versus House of Gamers. Once again, tiebreaker, guys. Winner is going to posture themselves in a very good position to take 2nd seed overall in these playoffs, and really that is only going to decide who they face up against these playoffs. So Moscow 5, House of Gamers, and Album Sheet are going to get a good look at each other in these best of ones, and we'll be able to, the highest seed will be able to select who they are facing in the playoffs. Also, guys, tonight 2 a.m. Union Gaming versus Void Boys, going to be the first playoff matchup for the JDL. That is, of course, in the America 1 division, or North America and South America 1 division. So that's our first matchup in the playoffs. Other matchups that are notable, we've got the Arcanus versus First Departure to come up in Asia 1. That hasn't quite been scheduled yet, but has been known. And we will see a Zeus pickup from House of Gamers. They take quite a while, almost their entire reserve time, to make this pick, and pretty damn good mid lane versus Puck. Arc Lightning very spammable, so Phase Shift not going to be as effective as with that as it is other abilities, but we'll be able to spam out the wave, find quite a bit of farm. There are a few squishies on the side of Album Sheet. Ogre, very tanky, but mostly towards physical damage, so Zeus still has the capability to blow him up. I do worry for the Zeus's survivability, though, if he gets initiated on by the Puck with a Waning Rift, or a Dream Coil, or the Swap, or the Magic Missile, or the Ignite, or the Fire Blast. This Zeus is going to be very susceptible to a lot of magical damage bursts, and they're going to have to babysit him well. Looks like we have 2 cores up here from House of Gamers. Picking that Zeus up pretty much indicates that this Elder Titan will be relegated to support responsibilities, and we'll actually see a Troll Warlord picked up here from Album Sheet, so very unusual, unorthodox pick from them. Will work well in terms of pushing with the Puck, the Ogre, and the Vengeful with that Berserker's Rage, or Battle Trance, I should say. Berserker's Rage, that's an Axe's ability. Either way, with that Battle Trance, they will be able to push structures heavily, which this lineup wasn't really great at prior to the Troll pickup, so that's a nice addition to their lineup, and also it does offer some right click for them, and is able to burst down a lot of these disabled targets that the Ogre and the Venge will offer. Venge also very good with Troll, can swap him in and allow him to start getting off some of those fervor stacks, but it'll be interesting to see where they lane this Troll. Mid up against the Zeus, probably not the best choice, so you probably will see this Troll in the safe lane. We will see a Dazzle pickup from HoG, so they are trying to keep this Zeus up to get a little more done. Grave also effective on the Tide. Just as long as he gets his Ravage off, it could be fairly devastating in these fights. Of course, the Puck can phase shift that Ravage, so certainly something to be worried about for HoG, and it looks like Album Sheet do have the upper hand thus far in the draft in terms of control, burst ability, disable. Everything seems to be going in their favor, but never want to underestimate the power of a Thunder God, and you can't run from heaven, so we'll see if Zeus is able to burst down some of these targets. Troll has a decent base HP pool, so he shouldn't be doing too poorly up against this Zeus, but there is the physical damage nuke from the Dazzle with that Shadow Wave, and there's also the Ravage and the Natural Order to amplify all the damage done from the side of House of Gamers. So will be interesting to see what the final pickups are here. And it will be a PA for Album Sheet. So PA generally not very good into Zeus, as a PA is susceptible to magic damage. Blur, of course, does not dodge magical damage, only physical, and there's not a lot of right click thus far from House of Gamers. But Album Sheet is assuming that a right clicker should come out for them here, and it only makes sense as they don't really have any scaling potential into the late game. They do have the Ravage, and the Dazzle Weave gets better. Natural Order is also fairly good, but Zeus doesn't scale very well into the late game without an Ags Refresher, and he's going to need farm for that. Tide is basically a walking Ravage, and walking 2 Ravages if he gets up the Refresher as well. And we will see the Gyro picked up to round out the lineup from House of Gamers. So I'm gonna hop into this one, guys. Should be a good one for you. Album Sheet, once again, as I mentioned, favored 71 to 29% over on Dota 2 BestYOLO.com. But this is JDL Season 4. I am Morge, please, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. This is HeflaTV. Thank you for joining me, guys. House of Gamers on the dire side. We've got Slash Strike in the mid on the Thunder God. Jalopy playing up on that Dazzle on the Shadow Priest. A Moment is playing on the Elder Titan in a support role. Excalibur, as many of you know him for having played with Fnatic in the earlier summit last year, on the Gyrocopter now in his own squad. And M4LM or Malem going to be playing on the off-lane Tidehunter. Very standard here. 5-man smoke rotation coming out from Album Sheet. They do have some solo or some kill potential at level 1 with Ink Visitor in the front lines on the Ogre Magi. Bignum following him up on the Troll Warlord. We got Undershock on the PA. Holy Hunter on the Vengeful Spirit, and Afterlife on the Puck. Smoke is popped here. Stifling Dagger as well as the Fire Blast go out onto a Moment, but they won't be able to get Holy Hunter in range for that magic missile, and smoke rotation at level 1 certainly thwarted. Jalopy going to place a nice Dire Observer Ward to see the rotations back, and they will scout out the lanes by this. It looks like we may perhaps have dual lanes. Bignum did pick up the Berserker's Rage level 1, so he will be able to go ranged form if need be. And actually it looks like Holy Hunter going to stay here, and we will have an aggressive try with the safe lane going to the Afterlife Puck here. So maybe PA versus Zeus in the mid. Not the best matchup for this Phantom Assassin, but Puck does very well versus Tide, and Tide would probably do even better against the Puck or against the PA than the Zeus will. So perhaps a good decision here from Album Sheet, and we'll see how things play out for them. Just a couple of GG branches brought over for Afterlife. And let me know if I'm dropping frames, guys. Everything should be pretty stable now. I was dropping a few earlier, so just holler at me in chat. I'll be able to check that as I go. What's up, Grumpy Kitten? This man is always here. I love this man. Will be defensive try versus an aggro try here in the top lane for House of Gamers. Doesn't look like there's too much kill potential for the side of House of Gamers. Certainly does look like there is some for the side of Album Sheet, but once they get this Echo Stomp up into the Flak Cannon, they should have some kill potential. We will see Jalopy perhaps stack this creep camp here and look to pull the next wave. And he should be successful in doing so. Actually, the healer, yeah, with this camp, you always need to pull the healer. Unfortunately, Jalopy not able to do that. The healer doesn't actually aggro unless you attack him. And so, unfortunately, he does not leave the camp there. He just looks to heal and stand around, which is terrible. Yes. So, mid lane matchup, Undershock on the PA is going to have a decent time versus Slash Strike, but Slash Strike should find his farm on this Thunder God, and Zeus going to be doing very well into that mid game with the Arc Lightning spam. Tango's brought out, as well as a Magic Stick for Undershock, so that's going to help him quite a bit in this matchup. He will not have to skill Blur early on as well, since he's up against the Zeus, whose right clicks are pretty much absolutely mitigated. And yeah, he's not going to have to worry so much about that. So he will be able to go a little bit of an aggressive build here. And very, very good decision. Unfortunately, we do have a pause, guys. But everything going fairly well thus far for both sides. Zeus 7-3 on the CS board, 5-1 for Undershock. We'll see the offlaner Malem doing very well on the Tidehunter. He is the one to disconnect here, but up against the Puck also 4-2. So Afterlife not going to have a hard time at all. He won't really be able to get hit with this Anchor Smash for the most part, especially if he's able to phase shift it. Pretty big attack animation on that. And so we will have a resume here. And And looks like the hard camp going to be pulled up by Ink Visitor and Holy Hunter here. So they will deny up a wave to House of Gamers. This is going to really set back the farm potential of Excalibur here. And big shout out to my big brother, Adam Garib. While I have a chance, it is his birthday today, guys. Say happy birthday to Adam in chat. And do me a favor. Everything going to stagnate that for now, though. We may see an engage here, but no ignite, just an ignite harass gonna fly out. No fire blast, excuse me, onto the Elder Titan. And Troll Warlord farming very well in lane, as I mentioned before, hindering the farm of Excalibur. And this Gyrocopter only 4-0 in this defensive tri-lane. So thus far, they haven't found any kills. They haven't pressured the tower, but the aggro try is working out to some extent. Holy Hunter gonna try and find his level 2 here, and will do so, picking up probably that wave of terror. In the mid lane, Undershock is gonna take a lightning bolt to the face, but he should be just fine. He's hitting up in level 4 now, 12-4 up against the 10-4 of the Zeus. So actually has found very good CS here. Pull's going to be continuously contested from both sides. And a moment just standing around soaking some XP. Hasn't found level 2. Dazzle doesn't have a single point of experience yet on Jalopy. Wave of Terror goes out. Magic Missile is flying. This is a level 1 Magic Missile, so not going to do too much damage, but it is going to leave Ink Visitor isolated. Bignum will rotate in now. Fire Blast as well as the axes, melee and range going on onto a moment. One bash from Bignum. And it's a little bit of RNG there. Magic Missile as well as the Wave of Tower into Excalibur as well. But the Rocket Barrage gonna finish off the Troll. Holy Hunter in trouble now as well. One more right click onto Excalibur. He does finish him off with the Venge. May pay with his life. And there is a Shadow Wave available. And they drop the Astral Spirit. And going to be a 2-for-2 in this top lane. So it finally does help Excalibur get something there. He will be alive for the Bignum kill after Bignum found a kill. So nice little bounty of experience going towards the Gyro. You see things, though, about that even. A little bit of experience towards House of Gamers as they do get the later kills as opposed to the sooner kills. And either way, things going to stagnate for the moment. Malum in the bot lane, 14-3 on the Tide Hunter. And we do have Afterlife sitting pretty on the puck, 18-5, topping the CS chart. So doing very well in this matchup. So good laning decisions from Album Sheet here. Undershock, 10 stick charges. He's going to sit in lane as well. Secured the top rune here. Haste going towards Slash Strike. They're going to finish off Ink Visitor, presumably, but the Ignite and a few right clicks. Magic Missile goes out as well. Stifling Dagger comes in, but the Grave is going to protect him for the time being. Nice stick up there by the Ogre Magi. They do finish off the Dazzle. He's going to try and chase him down. One last right click. Slash Strike will get it with the Haste. Lightning Bolt into Undershock as well. There's an Astral Spirit here, and one more Arc Lightning or Lightning Bolt should bring down this PA as well. He's going to try to blink to the low ground, and he is able to do so. Bignum rotates in with the Whirling Axes, and he's actually going to miss the range for him, but one last right click, bringing down the Zeus. And a very nice trade for Album Sheet. They're going to bring down Zeus and the Dazzle for only their Ogre Magi. Very nice rotation in by Holy Hunter, TPing in, or actually walking through the river into the low ground and allowing Undershock to blink down to him and not feeding his life over there. Phase Boots picked up by Bignum now. All the meanwhile, Puck farming very well in the bottom lane, sitting on 1,000 gold. There's the Phase Boots for the Puck. We also have, I guess, the mechanism being built into here. No, Bottle coming out for Malum on the Tide Hunter. So that's going to slow down the blink timing a bit, but will allow him to have a little bit more lane sustainability, and he will not be harassed out of lane as much by this Puck in the top lane. Things are pretty dicey here. And Waning Rift actually goes out bot lane. Malum going to hit an Anchor Smash, however, and Afterlife taking a little too much harass for his liking there. Is going to have to back off. Pretty squishy on the Puck. Ink Visitor has found level 3 and almost 4 now. 2 levels in that Ignite. Does quite a bit of damage early on, and Fire Blast offers enough disable. Stifling Dagger going to be used to last hit here mid by Undershock. Will he ferry in a Salve? He does, as well as his Bottle, so we'll be able to sustain in lane once again. 26-8 on the PA to the 20-5 of the Zeus, and it looks like Undershock should find the rune as well. Slash Strike is here, but he can take a lot of harass if he chooses to get too aggressive, and will fill up his Bottle with that Illusion rune. Can jump in onto Slash Strike here, but chooses not to do so. Bounty rune picked up bot lane by Malum, and Afterlife not going to be able to find anything off it. Mid lane, Illusion rune popped. Phantom Strike is down, though, and not enough RNG for Undershock here. He is level 6, does have that coup de grace at the ready. And Zeus pretty low, pings out in the mid lane from the supports. And they are rotating down with a smoke. Ink Visitor and Holy Hunter ready to go for Slash Strike. He is postured up fairly defensively. And the blink was used by Undershock, perhaps to bait him out. But this is being spotted here. Jalopy is going to find Holy Hunter as well as Ink Visitor. He's going to take a Fire Blast to the face. Wave of Terror is there as well. Magic Missile, Stifling Dagger. One more right click. They'll finish him down before he gets the Grave off. And they get the lower priority target, but they get one nonetheless. So Smoke Rotation successful. They're going to give Ink Visitor the last hit there. He does have that Orb of Venom Boots combo, as I mentioned in the draft. Big Num, unfortunately, not going to be able to farm up the wave while his supports are missing. He will be in range for him and will find a bit, though. And Excalibur on this Gyrocopter, 770 gold, 20 in 6 last hits, so has recovered nicely, but still not doing extremely well on farm. Big Num rotating down to the bot lane, doesn't have that Battle Trance quite yet. And Coil's going to be committed here on Malum. He does have the Ravage. He's going to try and TP out, but they burst him down. And opting to save that Ravage, he is going to die here. 6 and 3 is your score for it. Album Sheet, Blink in mid, Phantom Strike, one more right click. Grave's going to go out onto Slash Strike. There is a Magic Missile here, however, and it's too early. And Slash Strike will survive for the time being. Stifling Dagger is at the ready, but he's bottling up. They will be able to turn on him. Thunder God's Wrath, Echo Stomp, one last right click from Jalopy. Very nice kill onto Undershock's Phantom Assassin. 6 and 4 is your score, just sub 8 minutes at this point. Afterlife sitting on 600 gold in addition to his phase and his bottle. Phase boots now picked up by Excalibur. He's been the beneficiary of all this aggression mid-game and been able to find quite a bit of farm back, as we do see a haste rune secured top lane by Slash Strike, and the PA will have to rotate back into lane now. Excalibur completely free farming during the meantime. He's actually almost caught up entirely with Big Num. This is boding very well for House of Gamers' chances. They do lose their Tide, which is a huge loss and big kill for Album Sheet, but Call Down going to be used with the Spirit to clean up the wave top, and they will try and look to put some harass into this tower. However, Afterlife is rotating over. No Coil at the ready, no Blink as well, but he can get into this with the Illusory Orb, and they do smoke up here. There is a wrap from Jalopy. He didn't pop the smoke, but they will see him from the high ground. Ignite going to go out. Fire Blast should be there as well. He's going to Grave very early, and they're just going to look to right-click him down. Going to be very efficient with their spells. Not going to waste too much. Jalopy will fall here. They'll actually give it over to Ink Visitor, but in the meantime, the Troll does die to the Tide Hunter and Slash Strike bottom, so Big Num going to go down, and they're going to find a tier 1 top. So overall, very nice engagement. However, Dream Coil pop. Oh my god, fight recap, get out of my face. And they will finish off a moment. Fail camera. Flame this caster. Either way, nice trade for House of Gamers. Even after losing the Elder Titan, they go 2 for 2 across the map, but they also get a tier 1 tower, and they get the kill on the Troll Warlord, only losing their Dazzle and a Moment's Elder Titan, so 2 supports, and they're continuing to push towards the bottom lane. There are TPs incoming from Big Num. The rest of his squad has pretty much TPs as well, aside from Undershock, and he will catch a Lightning Bolt. It's actually not going to land. Only the Static Field will do so. And Malum gonna zone him back for the time being. The creep wave has amassed onto the tower, and Battle Trance is gonna be popped for Ink Visitor here. He's been going on Jalopy. Fire Blast is there. He won't get the Grave off. Whirling Axes melee form gonna finish him off there. That's a nice kill for Big Num. He finds the last hit there, but again, tower gonna be lost here, so space created for House of Gamers, and Malum will find that last hit. They may look to initiate here. Echo Stomp gonna whiff onto Ink Visitor. He does have the ability to go in, but it's a 3-on-2 at the moment, and Big Num should be worried. He gets axes onto 2, however, he's going to catch a Gust. Echo Stomp should be there as well, but actually no mana for it, just short on the Elder Titan. Excalibur, however, going to go down in the top lane, so not sure what picked him off there. It looks like Afterlife perhaps able to do so. And that's a very big kill, as he did start to recover quite nicely on that Gyrocopter, actually surpassing the Troll Warlord on the net worth, or the CS chart, for a moment. We'll take a look at the net worth. Afterlife is king at the moment, and we do see the Astral Spirit gonna scout out Undershock, but the Stifling Dagger blink forward. Ignite is there as well. Lightning Bolt onto Undershock, and the Thunder God's Wrath. They'll finish him off, but not before a moment goes down. Still worth it for House of Gamers. However, Wave of Terror is there. There's no mana. He does stick up on the Ogre, but Slash Strike is gonna get back into the fog. Gush comes out onto Holy Hunter. They don't have anything to pop this Shadow Wave onto. Holy Hunter gonna do a little bit of dewarding here. Should be just fine to do so. And Afterlife going to continue to find some farm in this top lane. He can pick up his Blink now from the side shop if he elects to do so. We'll take a look at the Tide Hunter. 1900 gold amassed onto Malum, and he will have his Blink Dagger fairly soon as well. But Afterlife, sitting on level 10, almost has that level 2 ultimate. The Spirit is going to scout out that he does have his Blink Dagger if they were able to click on him here. So House of Gamers well aware of that. And Undershock not doing extremely well on the PA, sitting 6th overall on the net worth chart. Top lane, though, Afterlife committed the coil, Waning Rift, and the Illusion will be able to John out into the trees and TP away. They will get vision here from this lightning bolt, but is just a little bit too late. Good guess there from Slash Strike, but the puck able to TP out. Afterlife making quick work of that Blink Dagger top lane. And things going very well for Album Sheet. 12-6 is your score. 12 minutes into the game. We'll take a look at the metrics, folks. Only 1,000 net worth in their favor, but experience around 2,500 at this point. Excalibur has recovered fairly well, does have the phase and the Aquila, but Ignite going to go out here. Wave of Terror does land as well. He's going to drop the call down, but he's going to catch a 2x multicast. Couple right clicks from Holy Hunter will bring him down. Shadow Wave not able to keep him up. Actually didn't even land on him, and Jalopy only going to be able to nuke, but jump forward. Ravage onto Anchor Smash, going to finish off the Venge. Ink Visitor in trouble here. Bignum going to rotate in, however. Fire Blast onto a Jalopy. There's the Thunder God's Wrath coming in, and Bignum going to have to turn tail and run. Meanwhile, Ink Visitor takes one more Anchor Smash, one more right click will bring him down, but the Creep Wave there just in time to block Malum, but he does finish him off with the Gush. Astral Spirit going to rotate in, won't be able to get the Stomp off, however, and Slash Strike committing the Thunder God's Wrath there, but they do find one. Afterlife has found himself in the trees here. He is going to pick off the Dazzle. Will be able to jaunt out as well. Nice play from this puck thus far. Has been very efficient in this game. Will be able to phase shift the Echo Stomp as well. We do see Undershock on the low ground here. He will run into Malum. He's got a double damage rune. And one more right click is going to bring down this Tide Hunter, but the Rocket is chasing him. He's going to get gushed up, and the Lightning Bolt will finish him off. Malum going to get picked to a Dream Coil. Afterlife should be able to jaunt out and is successful in doing so. The Astral Spirit not going to catch him here. Will be able to stun up Holy Hunter, though, and overall, looks like a good trade for House of Gamers. The Tides already got that blink up, did commit that Ravage, so not a big deal for him going down. Big deal for the PA going down for sure. Bignum, though, Battle Trance is popped here. Magic Missile going to go out. Shallow Grave will be there for the time being, and the call down will drop as well. Bignum going to turn tail and run. Magic Missile should be here onto Holy Hunter fairly soon, and he may go down. He does have a swap available, can swap himself back with the Troll towards the tower. But they are going to be able to clean up this missile. Perhaps he actually needed to keep running, but they do finally get it. Bignum able to pick it off, and a blink forward from Afterlife. He actually picks off Excalibur. Huge kill for the puck, and has been the standout player for Album Sheet thus far. Afterlife absolutely running things. He's got 1,000 gold in addition to his Staff of Wizardry on the way to that Yule Scepter. Can pick up the Void Stone from the side shop, but needs to keep that TP for the time being. He could sell his Bassi here, so we'll see if he elects to do that, or if he just goes to clean up this off lane Creep Wave, and it looks like that will be the choice from him. Roshan hasn't been aggressed on by either team despite the Battle Trance. There is this Ravage, which certainly is a little bit intimidating going into the pit. Undershock has been underwhelming on the PA, but has now found third place on the net worth chart. Slash Strike starting to fall off a little bit, having to rotate back to base here. He's looking perhaps into an Aghanims. Could he even be the Yule Scepter of his own, which gives him a little bit of survivability as well as the movement speed? And bottom lane, Undershock going to run into Malum. No Ravage ready quite yet, but will be ready now. Meanwhile, Puck going to be picked off. Ravage is committed here. They will use the Thunder God's Wrath as well. 2 ultimates committed for the PA. They may even be able to pick off Holy Hunter if they're able to chase him down. Gush is available. Vision is going to be there from the Lightning Bolt. And one more Anchor Smash is going to finish him off. Meanwhile, though, Afterlife and Bignum do pick off Excalibur once again. So they lose 2 for 1 across the map for House of Gamers. But they do lose Excalibur, and their one position doing very poorly thus far. He did pick up the recipe for his Yasha, but still a Blade of Alacrity away from that. Meanwhile, Afterlife, snowballing as hard as he is, makes a very nice decision in the Dagon. There's not going to be a BKB up anytime soon for Excalibur, and he is picking up that Yasha first. Gonna take a Lightning Bolt to the face for Excalibur. Will jump back. Probably had the kill potential on that Zeus, but worried about what lingers nearby. And Jalopy was there, but not much else support. Undershock doing a little bit of farming in the wave, and looks like they will convene here from the side of Album Sheet in the mid lane. However, there is some split push going on from Ink Visitor. He's found level 8 on this Ogre. Take a look at the experience overall. He's ahead of all the supports right now. So a little bit of solo time farming, a little bit of love from those creeps, and he's going to find level 8, almost level 9, 16 minutes in. Rune is going to spawn here, and we will see an Illusion top, Bounty bottom, so nothing game breaking at this point. Fire Blast going to go out into a moment top lane. Ignite is there as well. He will get the stomp off underneath the tower, however. Magic Missile is rotating in as well, but Ink Visitor should be okay to back off at this point. He actually turns for a Fire Blast, and this means the Magic Missile will land fairly soon, but they do have a rotation in from Afterlife. He's going to blink forward. He's actually going to miss the Raining Rift, but the coil onto Grave is out onto Excalibur. Call down is going to whiff completely, and Rocket Barrage as well. He's going to need one more right click here. Multicast even committed there, and Afterlife going to finish off the Dazzle as well. 2-0 in the top lane. Afterlife godlike streak on this puck, and he certainly played that way. He uses the Dagon to finish off the Dazzle, and we'll have a Dagon 2 fairly soon as well. Wasn't able to pick that up quite yet. Yasha not completed on Excalibur. Undershock taking a gush bottom lane. No Ravage at the available. Will catch an Anchor Smash as well, but should be able to blink back to the Creep Wave here. There is Lightning Bolt rotations in from Slash Strike. He also has the Thunder God's Wrath. Jump forward and a gush there from Malum. He's going to blink back to Inquisitor, however, and that will stave off the aggression. Meanwhile, Tier 1 tower in the top lane taken down for the side of House of Gamers, and now we'll look at the metrics, and you'll see generated 4K in net worth and 5K in experience. You can see a little bit of salt from Excalibur there. He's pinging them out. Dagon there. One more right click needed to finish off Slash Strike. He's going to try and juke in the fog. Afterlife will be there. There's the Shallow Grave as well as the heal. Thunder God's Wrath committed, and they will bring down the godlike streak, and it goes to Excalibur. So big pick off for House of Gamers. Unfortunately, Afterlife getting fogged there, and doesn't save his orb for the vision. Uses it early and barely unable to survive is Slash Strike. They also bring down the puck. A lot of gold going the way of Excalibur's Gyrocopter. He will now be able to finish off this Yasha, so that's awesome for him, but still quite a ways away from BKB, and this burst damage from the puck as well as the Venge and the Ogre is still going to be very scary, even with the Shallow Grave available. And looks like they will convene mid for the side of Album Sheet and look to push in this Tier 1. Glyph popped fairly early, so they will look to mount a defense here from the side of House of Gamers. And Battle Trance is going to get popped, but just some ancient farming being done by Bignum, and they will not look to be too aggressive in this mid lane. Inquisitor sitting on 1200 HP with that point booster is pretty confident in this mid lane that he won't be brought down. Excuse me there. He will drag the wave back and do some farming. Should find his level 10 off of this. Actually, Bignum going to clean this up on the Troll Warlord. Is now going to be level 11, so definitely the farm priority for the side of Album Sheet, and he does find that level 2 Battle Trance now, so they will be able to push quite a bit more and bring down heroes much more quickly as well. Bash procs also going to be there from the Berserker's Rage. 1-4-4 build opted by Bignum, so usually may see like a 2-4-3, but this is generally pretty common build on the Troll Warlord. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Undershock gonna take down the Gyro. Not expecting any solo kill potential. Will catch a Magic Missile and a Gush. There's the Thunder God's Wrath, and as well as a force forward with the Anchor Smash, so they will get a return kill there, but still, the solo kill, as you can see, offers a lot more experience on the Gyro than it does on that PA at the moment. And Malum still going to find a nice little bounty. Has found his Force Staff as well. Illusory Orb out into the mid lane. No jaunt forward from Afterlife. But Malum and Afterlife, actually both the 1v1 laners, doing very well in terms of net worth. Closely followed, however, by Bignum and Undershock. And Excalibur has been shut down heavily in this matchup. He's actually going to opt for the Morbid Mask and maybe the H-Stomp before this. Inquisitor going to get caught on the high ground. Fire Blast multicast out onto a moment, but the Haste Rune is here. Jump forward with the Anchor Smash. Whirling Axe is going to hit both of them, but they will not be able to chase back on that. And a nice little pick off on the Ogre Magi there for the Tide, and he will take over the top of the net worth chart now, but he's already got his Blink and Force Staff, so doesn't really need much else in this mid game. Perhaps could build a mech for the team, perhaps could build into a refresher fairly early as well. So it's going to be nice to have that farm on their Tide, but they'd rather have it on the Gyro at this point. Jump forward, Waning Rift, Illusory Orb, Dagon, dead Elder Titan, and nice Magic Missile to initiate things. No swap needed from Holy Hunter there. He has picked up Tranquils, so is fairly poor, but not quite as poor as the Dazzle, who does still have Brown Boots. Malum going to farm up an Ancient stack for Excalibur here. Going to tank it up. H-Dom picked up by Excalibur. Does have his Yasha recipe somewhere. Did he sell it? Did Excalibur sell his Yasha recipe? Battle Trance pop mid lane. They're going to be able to take down this tower. Jump forward though. Ravage does connect only onto Undershock, however. And they actually will bring down Bignum as well with the Thunder God's Wrath. So 2 for nil for that, or 2 for a tier 1 tower. Definitely a good trade for House of Gamers here. And Yule Scepter up onto Afterlife. Magic Missile coming through as well. He's trying to bottle up. Arc Lightning will be there. He will be able to phase this and should be able to blink back as he does. Magic Missile coming through though. Holy Hunter does get stomped up. And he's actually going to walk into his death here. So Holy Hunter going to die as well. Earth Splitter. Then the Lightning Bolt. Big trade in the mid lane. Going the way of House of Gamers. They wipe everyone but Ink Visitor. And Ink Visitor, the last man standing for Album Sheet, and they're going to be certainly worried here. This should be a tier 2 tower. Afterlife down for 36 seconds. He does have buyback available and is the only one with buyback available from the side of Album Sheet, but they certainly should be worried here. Malum doing a lot of work in this game. Multicast out onto a moment's not going to do anything, just going to delay the inevitable here. And the Stomp is going to land on Bignum, but it doesn't look like they'll look to engage on him, just trying to take down this tier 2. They do take it down to about a quarter health, a little less than that. And it's not in deny range. Haste Rune going to be bottled up here by Slash Strike. That Yule Scepter doing a lot of work against the Puck there. And usually it would help out a Puck, but the Gush following up immediately after from Malum keeps him from being able to blink away. And Excalibur, it looks like he did sell his Yasha for that H-Dom. Yasha recipe, at least at the time. And yeah, nothing in his stash, so he is going to build into that afterwards perhaps. Maybe he goes straight BKB before that, but figured he needed to opt for the lifesteal beforehand, and he now has caught up decently over Undershock. So Undershock having an underwhelming game, as I mentioned earlier, is quite a ways away from that BKB. Still needs about 1900 gold for that, and is going to be very susceptible to this Zeus Elder Titan Tide combo, as well as the Magic Missile. And you saw Afterlife die to that Magic Missile there. Excalibur has opted to max that out over the Rocket Barrage, and the Homing Missile actually doing quite a bit of work. Pace Rune popped here by Slash Strike. They're going to look to find Afterlife, but the vision is there a little bit late. Afterlife did rotate back. Courier coming out here, maybe sniped, but they do smoke into the Roche Pit, and Bignum going to pop the Battle Trance. Everyone is bot lane, however. So it doesn't look like House of Gamers know about this quite yet. Malum rotating back to defend top lane, perhaps. But they do have Excalibur with a call down at the ready, and Roshan at about half health. He's actually going to rotate down to the bottom lane, and they are going to look to trade tier 2s here, as Ink Visitor is the only one in the top lane. But free Roshan going the way of Album Sheet, a little bit reminiscent of Cloud9 here. They're going to sneak this under the nose of HoG, and this is a very nice pickup for Undershock. Now gives him his level 14 on that PA, so skyrocketed up to 2nd overall, and Bignum as well going to find almost his level 12 here, and a nice little golden experience bounty going there. Meanwhile, Ink Visitor picked off in the top lane. Just an Ogre though, certainly worth getting that Roche. He also does put quite a bit of damage into this tier 2, and Ink Visitor has found quite a bit of farm on the Ogre, so not too worried. He's got 2 components towards his Aghanims, and he is 1640 gold away from that. Wave of Terror gonna help out with the ancient farming here for Bignum. He needs a little more. Only the Vlads and the Ogre Axe and Drums up on this troll. Currently at 8200 net worth, so is the highest of the right-clicking cores, but still certainly needs a boost. Excalibur caught up with the PA here despite that Roshan kill, so perhaps he found that last hit on the tower bot lane. Not exactly sure. But the tier 2 is actually still standing, so he did accelerate his farm perhaps from some ancient stacks. And we will see a 5-man smoke from House of Gamers. Everyone postured up pretty defensively, however, from the side of Album Sheet. Bignum certainly needs to be worried. Doesn't have a TP available as well, and he will begin to rotate back now, but he's going to stay in this lane, and he will probably get cleaned up here. No BKB for him. Homing Missile pop from the low ground, jump forward, Gush. There's the Astral Spirit as well. Dagon used even from Malum, who's picked up a Dagon. And Bignum gonna fall there solo. They're gonna TP bot lane to defend this. There's a Ravage at the ready as well. Stifling Dagger goes out onto Malum, but he'll force back and be just fine for the time being. TPs are in as well from the Elder Titan. They should be able to defend this 2-on-2, at least to stave them off with the Echo Stomp and whatnot. So top lane will be continued to be pushed in. Jump forward from Undershock here. TPs are there. The Ravage is ready. Gush out from Malum. There's the Illusory Orb forward, but it's a little bit early to catch Slash Strike. Stifling Dagger going to go out onto the Zeus. Ignite as well is going to multicast. Not going to hit on Malum, however. And Ink Visitor is going to be isolated here. And it looks like they will bring down this poor Ogre. 2 times multicast onto Malum. Shadow Wave going to keep him up, however. Flat Cannon going out. There's the Dagon as well as the Anchor Smash. And the Homing Missile will finish him off, if not the right clicks. He's going to get a couple glancing blows off. Nice 3 times multicast, but the Homing Missile will take him down. In the mid lane, Afterlife ready to pounce, however, onto this Elder Titan, but chooses to do so a little bit too late. Only going to finish up the wave there. A Moment is going to rotate up to the high ground. Very nice trades recently for House of Gamers. They should be able to aggress onto this tier 2 bot lane. The Aegis is still available here for the PA, and that's still there for another 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 20 seconds roughly. So things looking good for the defense for Album Sheets if they choose to do so. Also, there's an Invis rune, so Big Coil can come out here for Afterlife. How many TPs are available on Album Sheet? Only the one up on the Vengeful Spirit, so they actually are going to have to walk over here, and they're going to be punished for their ignorance not picking up these TPs here. This tower is going to go almost completely down, if not totally. They will be able to glyph it up here. Afterlife should find a nice initiation, however, and there's the jump in from Undershock. He's got the Aegis. He's going to get bursted down very quickly, however, and the Illusory Orb only going to get Waning Rift on one. The Grave is there as well. Dagon not going to be there. Ravage going to hit on Undershock. He'll fall for the second time. Bignum rotates in a little too late. Holy Hunter to drop as well. 2 times multicast out onto Excalibur. Ink Visitor gonna get Dagoned up though. Stomp onto 3, and Rocket Barrage will finish off the Ogre Magi. Bignum running back, but the Rocket is on the way, or the homing missile I should say is on the way. He's gonna need to get the base before this catches, and he should be able to do so, but 4 for nil. Should be a 5 with that Aegis in the bot lane. Spirit's gonna hit him as well as the missile, and Bignum goes down as well. Pinging out a little bit salty about that one, and maybe wondering why the Fountain didn't attack that homing missile. Shouldn't the Fountain not attack that? I guess it doesn't do so, but this could be a push here to this Rax high ground, and definitely well should be. Buyback from Afterlife is there though. House of Gamers gonna be content with their spoils for the time being. They're gonna back off, wisely so. They could have put some more chip damage into this tier 3, perhaps forced another buyback, but Afterlife is hitting pretty hard, and he's not gonna look to max out this Dagon here. He's actually gonna look to pick up a Hex or even a Lincoln Sphere soon. Lincoln Sphere not the best in this game. Isn't bad versus the Zeus, but which does burst down this Afterlife puck pretty quickly, but the Hex for the offensive purposes a little more useful with that PA and Troll. Bignum hasn't really been able to do anything on this Troll aside from that aggressive tri-lane. He's 2, 5, and 4 and is sitting 5th overall on the net worth chart, so unfortunately isn't doing very well. And Malem's farm is out of control right now. He's picked up his level 3 Dagon, I believe, and not sure why it's not on his person. Oh, he just dropped it in the stash for the time being. Bignum gonna pop Battle Trance. He's just farming up Ancients. Roche not up for at least 3 minutes here, and Album Sheet looking a little desperate at this point. You see the dip back in the graph. Over 5,000 net worth lead amassed by the side of House of Gamers, and 10k experience lead accrued by them as well. So things looking very good for House of Gamers at this point. Yule's Scepter picked up by A Moment. He's overtaken the Ogre for Inquisitor on the net worth chart, and things are looking very grim. Has a Slash Strike picked up anything? Just a Force Staff and a Point Booster, in addition to his earlier picked up Yules. And they will be opting for that Aghanims, which is going to do a lot of work. But has Aftershock finished off his BKB? He has 10-second BKB up on the PA now. He will find that level 3 coup de grace as well from this creep wave. So things are looking a little bit better for Album Sheet. He will try to backdoor this tier 1, but mass TP's in bottom. Ravage going to be committed on Undershock. He doesn't pop the BKB. There's the Anchor Smash as well, and the Dagon. Lightning Bolt going to finish him off. Holy Hunter tries to swap himself his carry out, but he's going to pay with his life. 2 for nil. Godlike streak on the Zeus. And of all heroes to not die that often, this Zeus has been absolutely immortal, especially with that Yule Scepter pickup, and has been able to get off all of his toolkit in most of these fights. A Moment gonna TP top. He's gonna be able to defend this split push from Afterlife, and things going extremely well for House of Gamers. So you value betters 29% on Dota2BestYOLO.com. Looking very good. Excalibur's finally found some farm. He's picked up his Manta style on this Gyrocopter, so he will be able to Manta out of that PA Phantom Strike as well as the Waning Rift from the puck. So not a bad pickup for him. Still would have liked to see BKB over that, but he does opt for the Manta. Is going to increase his damage a little bit. Ignite going to drop out mid onto A Moment, and Blink Force forward from Malem. They should be able to find Inquisitor with a Gush fairly soon, but no vision here for the side of House of Gamers, and he will rotate the wrong way. However, Afterlife very susceptible to a gank here. Jump forward from Malem. Gush is there. Dagon is there as well. He will be able to jaunt out, but the Spirit might find him. There's the Lightning Bolt. He will blink to the right side, and Earth Splitter is going to go out. He's going to phase shift. He may get hit by this. Will he be able to blink out? He will not. He will Yules him, or get Yules up. There's the Anchor Smash. One more Lightning Bolt. Afterlife going to pay with his life for that tower. And it was denied as well by Jalopy. In the mid lane, Undershock should be very worried. Doesn't even pop his BKB. Pops it very late. And it will keep him from getting stomped as well as the missile. But a few more right clicks. He's going to be able to blink back to Holy Hunter. There's the magic missile. Looks like Venge will pay with his life once again. And actually just waiting out the BKB. Popping the Thunder God's Wrath. Slash Strike going to find 2 kills there. Malem going to find the one on the Vengeful. Undershock going to go down there. And this looking to get into GG territory. Top 3 on the net worth has finally been overtaken by House of Gamers. There's no buybacks for anyone on the side of Album Sheet. In fact, no buybacks in the game except for Jalopy. So everyone being very greedy with their gold spending. But these item pickups for House of Gamers have certainly paid off. Dagon4 now up on Malem. He's hitting for 700 damage nuke right now. Ink Visitor has scouted them out with an invisibility rune, and Malem will stack and farm here. He's actually going to stack the ancient Radiant creeps here for himself. Fire 3 times multicast out onto Excalibur though, and that will back them off. So he does a favor to the troll, who should be able to farm up that stack. But Malem going to hang around for the time being and maybe look to find someone farming that stack. Ravage is up again. He's elected to max out this Dagon as opposed to opting for a refresher build, but they've been able to get so much done with it thus far. And Undershock 2 times now has held on to his BKB too long and paid with his life for it. 9-second BKB on Undershock, so is going to continue to dwindle down. Call down used to farm up this stack as well from Excalibur, and he's now got his Demon Edge on him as well as 1800 gold, so we'll be able to pick up a Crystallis fairly soon. Refresher Orb now available for Slash Strike, so that will be an Ags Refresher Zeus coming out fairly soon. In fact, actually just the point booster for now, right into the refresher. Jump forward from Malem. He's going to get 2 times multicast, but the Ravage is here. He's just going to Dagon Ink Visitor. There's the Lightning Bolt and the Thunder God's Wrath. They're going to scout out Holy Hunter as well with it. He's going to be the next one to fall. And Slash Strike well beyond godlike. Undershock in the back lines. Ravage was committed here for a solo kill on the puck. And Undershock going to pop his BKB. Not going to be able to kill anyone off. GG is called, guys. 33 minutes in. House of Gamers taking what was a terrible early game and finishing off everyone on the side of Album Sheet. Album Sheet heavily favored coming into this one. And they're going to finish off, or they're going to lose this first of 3 games in the qualifiers, guys. Tomorrow we do have a couple more of these tiebreakers coming your way for Europe Division 1. Tomorrow, I believe the matchup is, if I can just double check here, Moscow 5 versus Album Sheet. So Album Sheet will look to take at least 1 game in this 3-way tiebreaker, and Moscow 5 looking to start things off. Then on the 14th, 2 days from now, 18 CET, we will see House of Gamers face up against Moscow 5. And this, once again, guys, is simply for seeding. All of these 3 teams have made the playoffs. I'll post this up in chat for you. And those are the current standings. But either way, best of 1 going to House of Gamers here. Excalibur and his squad, despite coming very late, looking very fresh off of the ISO Cup match. And they were able to recover from a poor early game to punish Undershock's PA for that late BKB pickup. And Troll for Bigdom really didn't get involved much. 2-5-4 on the Troll. Very underwhelming game, despite the standout play from Afterlife. Was 10-1 at one point, ends up 10-5, and Slash Strike Zeus on the other hand 13-1 and 6. So good on you guys who bet on that. 29% House of Gamers. Thank you for joining me, guys. I am MoreHPs, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. This is HeflaTV, and we will be back tonight at 2 a.m. CET for Union Gaming versus Void Boys. And unfortunately, AS falling in this one, but thank you for joining us, guys. Playoffs begin tonight once again at 2 a.m. CET. Union Gaming versus Void Boys. This is MoreHPs signing out. Thanks for joining, guys.